Good day, good morning, good afternoon, and happy Sunday, everyone.
Yes,
Welcome to yet another episode of.
the weekly market recap with Joseph Di Virgilio and Irfan Khan. No, your introduction was almost like the Truman Show. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. That was fun.
It's been years since I watched that, but
Irfan, which is the statistic of the week?
yeah, yet again, another interesting statistic. So it's called the 50% principle. So technical analysis data shows that when a stock falls after a period of rapid gains, it frequently loses at least 50% of its recent gains before finding a new bottom.
That's
You want to
absolutely
expand on that,
correct.
Joseph?
Yeah, and that's usually because stocks that rise too fast, too quick, too fast, in a short period of time, they're vulnerable. They get punished as soon as something slightly negative may affect the stock price, and so investors are quick to lock in gains and sell as much as soon as they can, and some
Mhm.
follow the stock all the way down to at least 50% of the gains that the stock had gained on the way down. Usually, yeah, the 50% mark is it's just about accurate. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Once I
Now
remember, I remember
I'm going to
once.
give you one thing that many people don't realize. So the S&P 500, okay,
Yeah.
um, so the 37% of the market capitalization of the S&P 500 is in the magnificent seven stocks. I can't pronounce magnificent seven stocks. Um, it's today. So, and next week we have Microsoft, Meta, Tesla, and Apple, which are four of the magnificent seven stocks. We have earnings of these four companies, and technically, um, about 25% of the market capitalization of the S&P 500 is going to report earnings next week. Imagine.
Wow,
So,
that's.
so these seven
Let's wait and
stocks,
see what happens there, because
yeah,
that's.
these are going to mark.
I-
Well, they are now. They always hovered at around 28, 27, 29, 30, 37. Seven stocks represent 37% of the S&P 500 market cap. It's incredible. So one of these companies has a negative earnings release, and who knows what can happen. But it's a scary stat, very scary.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. Okay, so basically, and this happens once every quarter, basically, right?
Yeah, but they've made recent new highs, and Apple hasn't. Apple has been declining for 8 weeks, but
Mm.
Microsoft, Meta, Tesla, they've been moving higher. So
No, what I meant was this happens every quarter because every quarter you have this one day when
right,
these four that you just mentioned
right.
report their earnings. So there are these
Sometimes
4 days which stand to really
the,
make a
the,
big
the day or week
change
may
significant.
change depending on the company, but yeah, true. Every 3 months, every quarter, you get this these earnings reports. But it's the first time that it represents that the Mag 7 represent 37% of the market cap of the S&P 500. So it might be
Mhm.
even more interesting to see, in the next 3 months if they represent even more of the S&P
Mhm.
500. So uncharted territory, as far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned. That's it.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but as far as the
So,
market last week, the market
yeah.
had a very volatile session. Um, it actually had a big drawdown in the middle of the week, again, with tariff threats that were from the Trump administration to several countries in Europe who had deployed troops to Greenland. And so Trump had Trump announced that he was going to impose an additional 10 to up to 25% in June, on tariffs coming on imports from these countries. But he quickly had to reverse that. Uh, it's really bizarre what's going on. We're hovering at all-time highs with the S&P 500. closed slightly down for the week. Was it down or just slightly up? Well, very insignificant in the end. But it's very bizarre that, you know, with all this geopolitical tension, markets are still where they are. It's incredible. And that's possibly because, you know, the economic data for the past week has shown that the economy is actually resilient, slowly growing, but it's very resilient. Who knows? There's it's very, very interesting times. Very interesting times.
Right. And what was the significant kind of economic data pertaining to the US that you want to report on?
Nothing yet. I would like to see the PCE next week. I know that we have a Fed decision next week, which I expect to be a nothing burger, meaning rates are going to stay put.
I like that, nothing burger.
Nothing burger, yeah. It's an American way of saying it's insignificant. And
having said that, on this side, I mean, in Europe, the past week we had Davos.
Yeah, that was
which was entertaining to say the least.
Entertaining. I mean, that was a shit show. When Trump spoke about, you know, when he gave his speech, he rambled on things that were irrelevant. He insulted European leaders. Oh God, I was disgusted. I mean, look, it's well known that I am not a Trump fan. Okay, but I'm an independent. I said I'm an independent. I said that many times. But this is embarrassing my country, and by a lot. It's an embarrassment what's going on here. Going after Greenland and, you know, chickening out, you know, the taco trade with the tariffs again. You ever heard of that, the taco definition? Trump always chickens out taco.
Okay, that's an interesting. I'm gonna have to make a note of that one.
But this has been since they've been saying this since I don't know who came up with this acronym, but it originated back in Liberation Day in April.
Right.
He was putting tariffs on, off, on, like, you know, like wax on, Karate Kid, you know.
Okay.
Tariffs on, off. So somebody on Wall Street, I don't know who, came up with the taco trade. Trump always chickens out. It's interesting.
Meaning he was
to chicken out in English, in American English. Chicken out is to be scared away from. You know,
sure. No, I'm aware of that, of course, yeah. Okay. But what I mean is, so we could think of it as, you know, he was threatening to take over Greenland by whatever means necessary.
Yeah,
and then
I mean, even his press secretary
speech in Davos, he kind of started to backtrack a little bit, right? He just said, "Well, if you don't give it to me, I will remember that."
Yeah, well, no, but it's funny because his you know, Stephen Miller and his. What's her name? Carolyn Levitt. Oh, MP. Yeah. I don't know if Pete Hegseth too, but they said all options were on the table, even military options were on the table. But it like I said, it's playing in the hands of Putin all the way, and that just makes me. I have so many question marks in my head. I mean, this is not making America stronger. It's making Russia stronger, and. I'm not a geopolitical analyst. I'm not but the chaos I've seen in the last year. It's like every day you wake up with anxiety. What the heck did he say overnight, or what did he say?
We should bring Ian Bremmer on sometime to have his perspective on things.
Yeah, Ian Brenner's I would love to have him. But we're a little too small for him yet, still, when it comes to YouTube. No, he's a great guy. I told you I know him, right? So, yeah. But there's so many other political analysts that I would like to have on, and in the future maybe to give us a better perspective. Somebody more, you know.
Yeah, maybe this is also an opportunity to ask our audience, you know, is this something you would also like, you know?
Yeah, if they want, please, our audience can comment below. Let us know, first of all, how we're doing. Two, if you want us to add some content to the channel. Also, feel free to comment on anything that we say. I could be wrong. Irfan could be wrong about something. So feel free to correct us. We're here for that. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like and share, and again, comment.
Which is essential for us, obviously, to help us bring more visibility to other people who might appreciate this content.
Yeah, absolutely. But going back to Davos, I got to tell you, did you see the memes that came out?
I don't think I saw any memes. I saw a video where somebody was comparing side by side the two speeches, one by Mark Carney, the Prime Minister of Canada, and next
great
to Trump's.
Speech, by the way. Great speech, by the way.
Yeah, it was. It was. Absolutely.
Real leader. Loved it. Very good speech. No, but there were some where I saw one a couple of days ago where there was a big white bear, polar bear, running after Donald Trump in the snow, and he's obviously losing ground, and well, it cuts off. But it's
yeah, I saw a photo that depicted what was the end result.
Okay, that's the one that I actually posted on Facebook too. So, yeah, well,
I guess not. Yeah.
But again, I'm hoping that my country is gonna survive. There's been, ICE has been not really behaving properly. I mean, 3 people have been shot, 2 of which
to say the least.
Yeah, but one just yesterday. This VA nurse, he got shot 14 times by ICE while he was defending somebody. I don't know, but anyways,
he only had his phone out and he was trying to take a video, but then they
out of control. Out of control. I don't know what's that. I don't know. I hope we survive this. That's all. Stock of the week.
Alstom.
One of my favorite companies. I've had Alstom in my portfolio since I can remember. I mean, not only my personal assets, but even my hedge funds. And by the way, I didn't say this before, but for those who don't know me, Joseph Di Virgilio, I'm a hedge fund manager with 25 years plus on Wall Street. And grandfather of sustainable investing, as I've launched the very first sustainability-focused hedge fund back in 2004. So Alstom plays into the sustainability team, actually, because they're an urbanization company. They produce trains, train carts, engines, and they are heavily engaged in the urbanization of cities, smart grid, smart cities, and whatnot. So they've been around. So they had a bit of a problem a couple of years ago. Stock was down 40% in one day. I was very surprised because the company had some management issues a couple of years ago. They fixed some of that, and they're now rolling out their new lines of metros, which are fuel cell metro, the metro lines that you see in urban centers that are powered by electricity and whatnot. Well, they're now rolling out their new hydrogen fueled, fuel cell based trains. I love the company. I love it. Like I said, I've stuck with them in a good and a bad days. And by the way, this is not an investment recommendation. Always talk to your financial advisor. I'm discussing my portfolio, which you should not be copying unless you speak to somebody who knows your financial situation better than I do, and I don't. So make sure you look.
It cannot be understated.
I cannot understate this. This is not investment advice. So Alstom, French company, traded on the Paris Stock Exchange. And
it's part of the so-called CAC 40, right? The CAC 40, right?
I think so. Yeah, it might be. It might be. It's 12 billion euro market capitalization. So pretty likely, yeah. And it's one of my favorite stocks because they are focusing on carbon footprint and of metro areas, and they service that, and I like that. So I've been with them for a long time, and I'm not giving up. Stock is worth it. Now, PE is a bit high now, around 46. It's a bit expensive, but it's a growth name. It's a growth play, and so...
it has a PE of 46.
Yeah, PE of 46. It's a bit high. Well, It's aggressive, but
But you would think it's justifiable, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Justifiable. They're growing their earnings per share. I mean, they're doing everything right. So even if they might be overvalued a little, it's okay. I'm just an opportunity to add more when it comes down. I like the direction in which the company is going and how they're setting up. With contracts around the world, and they're very well diversified in terms of order book from everywhere in the world, not just one country. And so, like it, I like it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good one. Any final thoughts before we wrap up for this episode?
I'm done. I'm just hoping that we'll be here next week to do this again. I mean, we never know.
Well, okay, let's.
I'm of course over dramatizing everything, but but I'm just saying I'm a little bit on edge. Let's put it this way. Don't know what the next thing is going to come out of Washington that is going to spook the markets, or make things more difficult when it comes to managing your own money, because you constantly have to look over your shoulders because you don't know whether a new comment is going to make a sector in which you're invested in collapse or go down, while you should be exposed to something else. And so it's always this trying to wiggle yourself around in sectors and stocks because things are not steady. There's no predictability anymore. It's all like what's going to happen in the next 5 seconds. It's just everybody's on eggshells all the time. This is not the way to live. And
no, definitely no.
Yeah.
All right then, Joseph. Have yourself a great rest of Sunday.
You too.
And week ahead. And everyone else following us, thank you for watching us. And again, please like, subscribe. Make sure you watch the episode all the way till the end, because that's a very important detail.
Absolutely.
It helps us with the reach algorithm. And as always,
we do not edit this. As you can see, we start to stop. It's unedited. So we don't just leave it the way it is. Exactly.
And of course, we would like to deliver content that is obviously related to the stock market, but with a few nuances. We can obviously listen to suggestions you may have, and so that we can maybe integrate it in our weekly market report. All right.
Everybody have a great weekend and a great week ahead, and we'll see each other again on Sunday.
Yep. Take care. Bye.